Hi, everyone. We have fan art time, then
We
riff time.
do have fan art time. So, we're gonna start off with a Tiny Wrath. Tiny Wrath likes
God,
raspberries.
he does.
Um, Basically, Inferno. If you guys don't remember, Inferno made a slip of the tongue last session. And instead of Ty Wrath, he said Tiny Wrath. And our resident fan artists, we need to make them like we need to make a really cool name for them. Um, our resident fan artist basically jumped
Our
on it.
wonderful, talented friends.
Yes, they jumped on it and made a bunch of Tiny Wrath pictures. So you got Tiny Wrath likes raspberries.
Yep.
You've got Tiny Wrath with the wizard cap. No,
Yeah.
raspberries was from Mackenzie. Tiny Wrath with the wizard cap is from Grim
Alora.
Dark or Alora, however you want to call her.
Mm-hmm.
Then we've got Sleep Sketching does another Tiny Wrath with the wizard cap. I love how they have the wizard cap.
Well, how are you gonna know he's a little tiny lizard?
It's true. It's so true. And then I'll get to those later. And then we've got another picture. This is from Mackenzie. This is when Al got hit by the rhino and got sent flying. And Inferno said something like, Mila, all you see is Al fly past.
Yep.
I like how Al can still strike a pose, even though
Have to
he's
say it.
close to
He
being
took
ripped
that
apart.
hit
Yeah.
really well.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah.
I think he was so sleep deprived he didn't even really notice. All right, we've got a picture of the rhino.
Which is incredibly, the Rhino Buffalo. That
Yeah,
is
from Sleep Sketching.
incredibly close to the actual art that's found in the book. So
Now, so
Good
this
on
is
you.
what it would have looked like undamaged before you started peeling
Yeah.
stuff off.
Yeah. For after you started damaging it,
Hmm.
imagine that blended with like the Terminator, then you'd be all set.
All right, and then we've got another one from Kinsey. This is hipster Alex, the new Alex body, the new Tom body, with
Aw.
the stubble.
I like the suspenders.
Yeah.
That shows that he's a hipster.
I'm with you. All right, then we've got a colored version of Tom saying that he's not the monster, which is just amazing. Really, really well done.
Yes.
Very well done. So well done that it's now Burns' Skype avatar.
For
Yes,
good
it
reason.
is.
Now, this you have to understand before I get into this. You have to kind of read this this Twitter conversation. This is when they were making the Tiny Wraths. They both made the Tiny Wrath pictures, and then they were like, "Oh, I like yours so much," and then they were like, "I vote we keep both. Yours is awesome." And then Inferno comes in here and says, "They're all mine." Gathers them up, mine. So
Yeah.
someone drew that.
Someone drew it.
gathering all the Tiny Wraths and
Oh
running
my
away.
god, I love them. Love them so much. Look at their little caps and their little capes.
I love
They're
the
mine.
expression when you're running away is just one of pure righteousness. Like, damn right, they're mine.
Yeah, determination.
And then we finally got well, not finally, but we've got one from Sleep Sketching. Oh god, this is so amazing. This is the story of Tiny Wrath. It's basically, I'll let you guys go. You should all go see it. But basically, it's how Tiny Wrath was made.
Could have conceivably be born. This isn't
Yes.
canon,
No,
but it's still awesome.
Yes, it is. And then we've got another Gurr comic. He seems to produce these every week. They're always amazing. I suggest you all go check them out. Seriously, just go to Twitter, go to hashtag RiftyFell. You can see them. They're all hilarious. So, that is it for the fan art this week.
So, with that loveliness aside, let's get in with the game. So, I shared the synopsis with you guys. So, this is Tyrath showed up and did the body transference. I do believe it was either very late at night or very early in the morning. Regardless, some of the players here have already said they wanted to do some player-initiated scenes or like role plays before we continue on with the meat of the adventure. So, who would like to go first? Oh, don't you all speak up at once?
You know my thing. I'm not doing.
Yeah, you didn't.
I
you didn't
may
anything
have
planned.
had popcorn in my mouth and caught unawares.
Oh, I see. I see.
I can go first if the others
Sure.
don't want to.
Okay, yeah. Well, I guess
Alright,
kick us off.
Well,
please.
first things first. This would have to be like the next morning. This would have to be a good
Fine.
8 or 9 hours after everything.
More than
happened.
fine.
All right.
Yeah,
I guess
not a
when Al
problem.
wakes back up. Oh no!
Sure.
Al had already woken up when all this happened, hadn't he?
Uh-huh.
Yeah. All right. So basically, for a good 8 hours or so, Al had been either staring at his own body or in his room, kind of keeping to himself after it all went down. And after a while, he would try to go find Alicia.
Okay. She would be. She wouldn't be in her. She'd be out just making herself something to eat, I reckon.
Oh, by the way, I should also point out, because I don't think I did this before we stopped recording, I've decided, because for my own sanity and sake, I'm just going to stick with Al. I'm not going to
Okay.
change the name because it's too ingrained. So is she by herself? In other words, everyone else, is anyone
Yeah,
else
she's by
around?
herself.
Okay.
Unless any of the players want to be around, but I have a feeling you want this to be a private scene,
Yeah.
so we'll make her to be the only person there for right now.
All right. So Al would kind of go in and be like, Alicia,
Yeah.
can I talk to you for a second?
She gives a bit of a shrug and nods, and she says, "Yeah, go ahead."
And Al looks very, very uncomfortable. So, about what happened when you first saw me.
Mm-hmm. And she's looking at you, but her visage is not necessarily indifferent or even upset. Just kind of like you're a puzzle that she's still trying to get her head wrapped around.
Mm.
But continue.
So, I'm not really sure how to go about doing this, or saying this.
Mhm.
Obviously, the past day has been odd and emotional, and the last thing that a friend should do to another friend is wink at them when such a thing is happening. I know that I'm still me. I'm still the same person. I still feel the same. However, there's something in the back of my mind. I don't know, maybe a wire was crossed. Maybe it's just my subconscious trying to work through all this. I don't know what's going on, but I do know that in the back of my mind, there is this urge, and this is going to sound so stupid, but bear with me, to be smug. And that's what that was before I really even realized what was going on. And it's always there. You know me, I may be a little overconfident sometimes, but I don't like to be smug. I don't like to think I'm better than anyone, and I swear to you, I have this feeling like I should be, and that bothers me. And I wanted to say I'm sorry.
Mm-hmm. Well, apology is accepted, Al, but I have to admit something too. When I knew this was gonna happen, obviously, we talked about it at length last night in regards to it. I said I'd be fine with it. I said I would cope with it. And to be honest, it's a lot harder now. I'm looking at you, and the way you speak does sound familiar, but you have a different voice, you have a different face, and now you even say you're acting just a little bit different. Maybe it's not even your control. Like I'm having a very hard time believing that it's still you, Al. You know? And I think with time I might get a little bit more comfortable with it. But right now, I gotta tell you, it's just so fucking weird.
This might make what I'm about to ask slightly more difficult then.
Okay, well, give it a shot.
I don't really want the others to know because I don't want to bother them more than I have to. But
She says I'm not a gossip, so you don't have to worry about that.
if this thing in the back of my head doesn't go away, you're one of the few people I can trust to... And then Al pauses, trying to think the best way to say it.
Call you on your shit?
Yes, that is exactly what I want you to do. If I start acting like an asshole, please keep me from being too... And he shrugs. Smug is the one word that keeps coming to me.
Sure. She says, "Yeah, I'll do my best," but she says it's gonna be hard. This is not something I think I can really get my mind wrapped around just in a couple days.
I
I
understand.
think I'll need to. I don't know. I'll just have to keep looking for things to remind me that you're you or you are Al or what's going on here. But do me just one favor.
Anything.
Don't trot your body around like it's nothing. Like, that was you, man. That is you. There was you or wasn't you or something, but, like, that was really close to me seeing you dead. You understand? That's pretty rough.
I am sorry I gave the impression. Please believe me when I tell you.
Well, the
one
wink didn't help is all.
That I know.
And I know you apologize for it.
But
It's fine.
believe me when I tell you, no one feels more strongly that way than I do.
Okay.
Destroying my hand was probably the hardest thing I've ever done.
Yeah, I can understand that. Okay. Well, yeah, all right. Well, so do I still call you Al or what's the deal here?
Yeah, Al is as much my name as any, really, and I like it. So
Okay.
Al it is.
All right. But if you come up with a fake name or anything like that, just let me know so I'm on the same page.
Of course.
Calling you Al will make things a lot easier, to tell you the truth.
I think it'll be
That's a
easier
good
for me
step.
too.
Okay. Cool. Anything else? I ask not as DM, but as the, you know, I don't know. As the DM, not as Alicia. That was
No,
confusing.
I think Al would just go back to his room.
Groovy.
Okay. On the way back
Mhm.
to your room, you're going to see a really pale-faced, shaking, sweating Tom in a pair of robes that we got from the dungeon,
Mhm.
and he's softly pounding on your door, trying to find you.
Oh, hey, Tom.
I don't feel good. And he's going to lean on you.
Al will immediately support him and start walking him at a brisk pace to the infirmary.
Okie dokie. You
and-
arrive.
And while
Oh,
he's
he-
doing that, Tom,
he's
talk to
just
me.
going-
How do you feel?
Spinning.
Do you feel warm?
Spinning. Oh. And he's going to cover his mouth and everything.
All right.
And after that passes, he's going to nod his head.
All right. Al's going to put him on an emergency table or on one of the tables and
Uh-huh.
check him over.
Okay. Roll me paramedic check, please.
There you go.
51, and I know your threshold's like 70 something or 80 something.
95. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Okay, so you got better at that.
Yeah. A
Who'd
bit.
have thought?
Just a bit.
Who'd have thought leveling up actually, improves anything? You don't see any physical signs of like any other symptoms other than what he's explaining. He doesn't seem to have any sort of fever. He doesn't seem to have any sort of disease, no bacteria. You do a few tests with him falling around the eye. He seems to feel dizzy. The nauseousness probably comes from the spins. You take a look at his ear and his inner ear. Perhaps that's the cause of it. But physically speaking, he's fine. It might be something mental, and that you're not 100% sure about. But physically speaking, there should be no cause of the dizziness.
Okay. Al's gonna look at Tom for a second and then say, "Tom, do you trust me?"
He's going to nod.
Okay. I'm gonna give you something that should help. It's hard to tell exactly what's going on with you, so I'm gonna give you more of an all general. It's a drug that you wouldn't know the name. It will make you feel better. Okay? If it doesn't, I need you to
Okay.
let me know. It's not dangerous or anything, but it should work. And then I'm going to actually inject him with saline.
Okay. Oh, I see. You're giving him a placebo.
Yeah, I'm trying to see if a placebo works.
Don't tell Tom's character.
Yeah, don't tell Tom's
Giving him a
character.
placebo. Okay, so you give him.
Oh, no.
Would
Yeah.
the placebo effect work? Shit. Okay, Tom,
question.
I would like you to. Yeah, I mean, it's up to me, right? So let me come up with a
Yeah.
threshold in my head. Okay, roll me a D100, please.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Okay. So immediately, nothing seems to be different. You still feel dizzy, lightheaded, a little strange.
Yeah.
Um, and we can even just say, narratively speaking, over the next couple hours, nothing changes. What he gave you didn't work.
All right. So Al will
it's
just
not
keep
getting
monitoring
better.
him.
Okay. I mean, the dizziness is. I mean, I'll leave it up to you, Burn. It shouldn't. No, it shouldn't. It doesn't have to be absolutely debilitating. You know what I mean? Well, no, the way
Oh, I
you're
know.
playing
I know.
is great. It's fine, actually. You know what? Fuck. I said you're dizzy, so you're dizzy, right? So there you go.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Never mind. Just keep role playing. Just keep doing what you're doing.
All right.
Mhm.
Al is going to during this time, while we're waiting to see if that takes any effect or whatnot. Al's going to do a full blood workup on him.
Okie dokie. You have no frame of reference because this is new blood.
Yeah.
But he can still check for maybe elevated blood levels, elevated serotonin, whatever, all those kind of things to see if there's anything that might
You
be
have
causing.
chemistry, right?
Yes. Hang on. Let me see. Let me be absolutely sure. Yes, I do have
Biology.
chemistry.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Okay. Chemistry. Oh yeah. Give me a chemistry check.
All right. May I make an argument or only that
Sure.
such things would definitely be a medical field because doctors may not know chemistry, but they would certainly know how to check blood levels and those kind of things.
True. Yeah. It's fine. It's for the sake of you doing the skill, right? For experience.
Mm-hmm.
But you don't find anything. You don't find anything abnormal.
All right. Then
He
Al.
has syphilis.
Hmm?
No, I'm just kidding. He doesn't have syphilis.
What? How did I miss this?
I'm just fucking with you. I'm just fucking with you. I'm sorry.
Tom's like, I didn't roll that. No, Al would think about it for a while and rack his brain over any, like in his background, has he ever heard of anything causing something like this? And I'm assuming no. The answer would be no. He hasn't heard of anything like this.
Well, here's the thing. Psychologically speaking, maybe, but you never really studied the psychological sciences.
Well, I
So-
was referring to physical conditions.
Physical conditions,
Yeah.
there's all sorts of reasons that could cause it, but not one that wouldn't show any other symptoms.
Right.
Typically, dizziness is a symptom linked with either other symptoms or a direct cause. With the only thing that you would really need to do is like literally a CAT scan. But the problem is that, or something very similar, using a very brand new, up-to-date technology. And you can think of maybe only 3 facilities that you know of in the world, 2 of which are coalition controlled, that we would even have something like that.
All right. So after after it's been obvious that the placebo is not taking any real effect. Al's going to be completely honest. He's gonna. Here's a good question. Would Al, in his medical facility, would he have anything to help with things like nausea? And I didn't ever specify, but so I don't really know if that would be
Maybe
something
some Gravol or something the equivalent of.
yeah, like an
of
over-the-counter thing just to help with nausea, or
Well, there are no counters
Yeah,
in Rifts. They've
no,
all
I
been
just-
blown up.
I couldn't think of how
I
else
know
to
you
say
mean an equivalency.
Yeah.
Yeah, there would be. There would
All
be.
right. Al's going to give him some of that, and then he's going to be completely honest. He's going to, okay, Tom, first, what I gave you earlier was nothing but saline. I needed to try and see if this was an effect created by your mind and if a placebo would help. I apologize for any misgivings, but it was important to know. Obviously, it is not working, meaning that while I still can't find a physical source for it, it is certainly not just something you're imagining. Does that make sense?
Yeah, that makes sense.
Obviously, neither of us really know what's going on here. We're both in uncharted territories. I cannot think of any physical condition that would give you this without leaving any other signs, which makes me think that it is mental. Now, I'm going to be completely honest with you. I'm not all there mentally either. Well, no, don't let me scare you. I'm all here. I feel a bit strange. Not quite as bad as you. Maybe there's still some wires crossed from the transfer. I'd like to keep you here for today to be able to watch you and monitor you to see if you improve or if you get worse. But for the most part, as far as I can tell, this is a mental thing. And I don't know how much help I'm going to be.
Okay.
Not saying that you can't
Maybe
beat
we
it
should-
and it won't get better. Just being honest with you.
Yeah. Thank you for being honest. Maybe we should. Maybe we should tell Tyrath? Because he did ask
did
for
ask
us
for that,
to
yes.
say anything.
He did. I'd rather wait a little while in case you improve before we bug him. But if this is making you extremely uncomfortable, we can do so.
I can you give me something to make me sleep?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Okay. You give him a
There you
sedative.
go.
Great.
Sweet.
Perfect. Sweet. Are you back, Grana?
Yeah, I'm here.
Hey, Grana.
Hey, how's it going?
Good. Good.
Are you okay?
How
I
you
feel like
doing, sport?
Tom.
Oh no. Do you want to do your
Thing
your
with-
scene with Patrick? Yeah.
Sure, yeah.
Okay. Groovy. Alrighty. Go nuts. What would you like to do?
Well, I don't know. Is Patrick still hanging out in the cockpit with Nora, or is he in the space?
Well, we could
station?
we can make the
And-
scene be when he's in the cockpit with Nora, because you guys would be doing some traveling regardless in the morning.
Right.
That'd be fair to assume, right?
Right, yeah.
Okay.
Well, because I think for the longest time Nora would be very silent.
Okay. Cool.
Is Piff here? He's so quiet.
Yes.
Oh.
He's so
Okay.
He's so quiet.
Right. So, oh god, I gotta think of how she would approach this. So yeah, I think she'd be sitting there for a while. I don't know if Patrick would try and communicate at all, but it would just be, I guess, quiet for the longest time. And then Nora would kind of like glance over at him, and then glance in front of her, glance back at him, and then finally say, "Patrick, can I ask you something?"
Sure.
All right.
I love you, Patrick. Sure.
So, you know how sometimes I get these visions, like when Tom went missing and all that sort of thing, right? You know that?
I think you have some foresight. I didn't know it was a vision. Interesting.
Yeah, I don't know. She kind of shrugs. They just sort of happen, but usually they, I don't know, make sense with what we're doing. I kind of had one last night, but I don't really know what to make of it. It was, she kind of like rubs her head trying to remember exactly. It was where we were when we were with the Endless Storytellers, right? And there was this big dimensional beam guy there. And I don't know, it was just him there looking around and then running off. I don't really, I mean, do we know? I didn't recognize him. Do you know any dimensional beings?
I have a theory. Is there a way to maybe describe what he looks like?
Yes.
All right. And Patrick is going to take out his little notebook.
I might need some help from God.
Okay. Hey, what's up? What's up? I still
God,
have
what
the
do I
exact vision
remember?
here. Do you want me to read it aloud?
Yeah, that would
And then
be great.
this would be
actually.
her retelling? Okay. So
Yeah.
when I say you, we mean Mila Nora, okay?
Yeah.
The darkness of your sleep gives way to a different darkness, the darkness of the night sky. At first, the inky sky is completely black, but then small lights, stars, start blinking into existence. Then the moon, a fat three-quarter crescent, casts its pale light upon a forested road. You recognize this road. This wide path through the wilderness is where you left the endless storytellers on the road to Perrysburg. A lone figure, large, gray-furred, canine-faced, pads down the path on two strong legs. He presses pawed fingers into the earth and looks around confused. After a few moments, a piercing howl fills the cool night air, a cry of frustration, loss, and despair. Then your image ends.
She would just be
I guess,
staring intently at Patrick.
and I'm going to. He's going to look. He has his pen pressed against his chin, in sort of a thinking position, and ask if the canine looked like a dog boy or more of a beast than a human.
Your vision remembers him looking about 8 feet tall and very wolf-like as compared to dog boys who look more like domestic dogs and aren't nearly as tall or big.
All right. Well, I don't know what the crescent of the moon is at the moment. I can't get a good time scale of that until tonight, I suppose. But there was a message a bit ago about another dimension being looking for us, and that I'm not quite sure if it was more upset or just really eager to find us. Probably the same being, if I had to guess about the time scale. And if he can smell us, if we teleported, I don't think it would be able to find us. I mean, you're kind of hard to send through time and space. Maybe. Patrick just starts sitting there going like,
I don't really know. I mean, I feel like if one of us ran into this guy, we would, like, know who he is, It just seems weird. Usually these visions I get, they have more meaning.
God said, "Fuck you, Krana." I'm giving you all the meaning you want. I'm kidding.
well, I guess I should probably do a shot in the dark to see if I know what kind of creature that is.
Sure, yeah. Give me monster and lore. Although it's not really a monster, it'd still be that. You have gotten a lot of research done, especially like in New Lazo and other stuff. So roll me a skill check, homie.
I will have to check if that is even.
Mm-hmm.
Nope.
That's not a success.
That's a miss by 7.
By 7? There's a lot of canine-like DBs. You're not 100% sure. It could be a really big mutant. It could be a new breed of dog boy. It could be a wolfen. It could be a coyote. It could be a werewolf, for crying out loud. It's just the information she's giving you is just a little too vague.
Fuck you, God. I'm kidding.
I know, it's all good. We can tell each other to fuck
Wink. Wonk. Wonk. Wink. Willy Wonka.
Wonk. All right. Anyways, anything else there, Patrick?
I guess I could probably mention that it's probably not a classic werewolf, because since it's not in the usually it has to be full moons or something like that to have them appear, but that's only in like some stories that he's heard. The rules have obviously changed from theory to actually happening.
Cool. Sorry.
And he will just make sure that he has that written down in his little notebook thing.
Okay.
And that's about it.
All right. Anything else you guys would like to add?
What does that button do?
No, don't touch that button.
That launches the mini missiles. You don't want to do that.
Okay.
Nora just kind of slaps his hand, which is like a full-blown punch to his hand.
Nice.
Oh. Ow.
Oh,
All right. Well, we can. Are you guys good to continue on with the adventure? Do you guys want to have any more interactions with each other? What's up?
I think we're
Yes.
good. I think Al would tell everyone that Tom's not feeling well and he's keeping an eye on him in the med bay. But other than that, I'm good.
Oh, oh.
I'm good.
All right. So, continuing on, you're continuing your travel down to the southeast towards the ley line that Tyrath pointed you to. Of course, you do know also this day is the day that you have agreed to do a body exchange with Nathan at a 2 to 3 hour window sometime this afternoon. Tyrath has been notified, and he has assured you that he will arrive to provide the service as was agreed upon. But you continue to go through the low, rounding, forested foothills of the Appalachian Mountains, which, by the way, I'll just slide us on over to that little view box there just to help with a mental picture. There's not much of note, to tell you the truth, just carefully weaving through the trees and trying to make your own path. However, there's one area of notice. It seems to be, you come across it completely by chance, but it's a most peculiar sight. Trees and rocks and small shrubs are all there. It's the same type of natural foliage of the area, but they all seem to be coated, absolutely coated, from top to bottom in a strange translucent slime. And it's like that for the next half mile. Like absolutely everything. Almost like something like a large viscous vapor or substance appeared over top and then just fell from top to bottom onto the trees, the bushes, the rocks, and the road. Now, the slime itself doesn't make the path any slipperier or anything like that, and after a while, it doesn't even attach to the behemoth's feet don't really, they sink kind of through that thin layer of slime, but it doesn't impede its huge hulking movement. But just a very strange environmental impact, it seems.
Al would look at
would-
Patrick. Do you want to go get a sample?
Yes.
Duh.
Here's a
Alright.
question.
Yeah.
Are the trees thick enough that, like, basically we could just go out on top of the behemoth and get a sample? Like, would they be close enough to us, or would we have to go out? And
You would maneuver it to happen. Whoever's piloting would just do a piloting skill to pilot the passenger side door or the passenger's door into the actual behemoth itself, where you can literally just open up the door close enough to one of the branches and scoop some of the slime off one of the leaves. Sure, it just would require a piloting skill check because it requires a little finesse. So
Nora,
whomever
would
was
you,
yeah.
would you want to do that, Nora?
Sure. What's the actual name of the skill?
It's pilot robots and power armor. I don't know if there's a percentage next to it though, is there?
I have a percentage.
Oh, okay,
I
yeah,
think.
yeah, you should.
Well, it doesn't say pilot; it just says robots and power armor.
Yeah,
Is that-
that's what it is.
Same
Yeah,
here.
that's what-
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Then I will do that. It is 65.
Okay.
Wait, check. Yes, 65. Okay, cool. Let me just rotate. Fick.
Okay. Nora, unfortunately, this is what we'll say. The first attempts, you're far too close. The second attempt, you're far too back. But just like Goldilocks, on that third attempt, you get it just right.
Yay.
But you don't do any damage to the behemoth or anything like that, so that's fine.
All right. Given what happened last time we went outside, I think I'm going to go with Patrick and just take my rifle. Not the body armor or anything, but just a rifle, just in case.
Okie dokie.
I am taking my shiny ass suit.
Wait,
Okay.
really? Just to open up the door and get some gunk?
Yes.
Okay.
He wants to be careful.
Yeah,
Let
yeah,
him.
I'm
Yeah.
all for it. If he's going to take the time to do that, I'll take the time to put on my power armor too. Not my power armor,
Okay.
my body
Oh,
armor.
God.
Big
Your body.
difference.
Okay. All right. Cool. All right. So a strange elf man assists you, Piff. I'm just kidding. All right. I'm assuming you're just scooping this into like a beaker or a test tube.
I'm going to, I guess, examine it first to make sure that it doesn't like burn through the freaking beaker.
Yeah, you do a quick toxicity and corrosion test. It seems fine.
All right. Then I will probably take a bit into a beaker.
Okie doke. All right. You actually have to scrape some of this strange translucent fluid into the beaker itself, and it sticks to whatever you're scraping it with, whether it be a pen or the side of a blade or whatever. It sticks to it, but eventually it droops down in fat, gooey blobs into the beaker itself, collecting on the bottom. You now have strange alien translucent goo.
Oh boy!
While he's doing that, I'm going to
Huh?
actually attempt to use my telescopic eye. Remember,
You
I
don't
don't
have,
have it. And
okay,
then,
good.
kind of confused for a second, pull out my binoculars and just take a look around with them.
Okay. You see trees. You see trees. My goodness, you
What?
see slimy trees. No, you do not see any other beyond threat.
Alright.
And the vantage point is very similar to what you see there. Just more rolling hills, a slight foggy mist in the morning.
Alrighty.
Okay. All right. Are we good to continue on?
Yep.
Okay. All right. So
Yes.
around wonderful. So just before you guys have lunch, Tom, I'll leave it up to you whether you want to be conscious for this or not. Entirely an option for you. But sure enough, with more, you're starting, unfortunately, or fortunately, depending on your perspective, you're starting to get used to feeling the sun before Tyrath enters, for the air turns electric. The hairs on the back of your neck and your arms and your legs stand up at attention. And sure enough, once again, upon the dining room, soon plodding off with his large lizard-like feet, the robed Tyrath, with now bedeckled in a few other bracelets along his scaly wrists, including the one that still holds Neek. He speaks most carefully. I have arrived to continue our bargain, our newest bargain and agreement. You wish for another portal to return you back from whence you came to finish up some business. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
Good. When you are finished your business, communicate to me, and I will be around when I will it. And then you may continue. I will bring you back here, and we will continue your current task for me. And with that, unless you have any questions for Mr. Tyrath,
Actually,
Undying.
I would say, before he opens the portal, sir, you did tell us to let you know if we felt any strangeness with the new bodies.
Yes, I did.
Well, Tom, and by the way, Tom, I assume you're up and around by this point.
Oh yeah, I'm up and I'm there.
Tom has been experiencing severe bouts of dizziness with no physical reason for it.
Really, very interesting. And Tyrath plods himself over to Tom and lowers his long, dinosaur-like neck to you as he stares, and he says, "Explain your symptoms to me." You can just say you do so. Yeah.
Yeah, I do so.
Okay. Interesting. Very interesting. It is nice to have a subject that can give a vocal response. And then he turns away to you.
One more thing.
Yes.
And Al's going to get really close and kind of, I don't know if this is going to work, but like without thinking about it, kind of put a hand on his shoulder so kind of like so that others, yeah, stop me if you, yeah.
Okay. Well, the second you put your hand on his shoulder, so I don't mean to interrupt you.
No, by all
but
means.
The second you put your hand on his shoulder, first of all, Tyrath is a few feet taller than you, but you can raise your hand up to do so. And Tyrath swivels his hand, swivels his head, looks to your hand, and with one clawed hand, gently picks it up by the wrist. But you feel a very strong grip upon it, as if it was sending you a message, as he lets it fall back off of his shoulder, and he says, "I do not know how you treat allies, but that is improper."
Al's gonna get a look just for a split second on his face, like he can't understand why anyone would take his hand off. Just for a second, and then say, "Of course, my apologies. And he gets lower. I'm not sure how else to describe this, but I feel smug, full of myself, like I'm superior when I know I'm not.
You know you are not superior.
I know mentally, I know that I'm not, but I still feel it. It's the strangest thing, and it didn't happen until, well, this.
Interesting. I wonder. I asked you this before, but perhaps things have changed now with time. Do you desire to eat the flesh of sentient beings?
Oh, no, not at all.
Are you absolutely certain? There's no reason to lie with me. I do not care one way or the other.
The very thought of it revolts me.
Well, then, take care that perhaps there was some mild personality bleed over, but appears the more emotional and drastic personality has not actually crept up into you. But very interesting.
Out of curiosity, because this would be important for the group, Al's talking quietly, but does Tyrath care? Is he talking quietly with me, or is he talking so everyone can hear?
No, Tyrath actually doesn't give a shit. I'm
Yep.
sorry.
I didn't think so. So the group
Yeah.
would have at least heard what he said.
Yes.
Yeah.
There you go.
All right.
And with that, you'll say, "Is that all? I don't know if I should call you human anymore. Well, your spirit is human, and you are still mortal, so that will be good enough. Prepare yourselves to walk into yet another portal I shall open for you." And with that, a similarly large portal, a large hole ripped through the very fabric of existence itself. A shimmering green, spectacular light fills the front of the behemoth. As do you go through, everyone?
I would like to say that yes, but I'm putting on body armor with my full visor, helmet, etc., etc.
Okie dokie.
I assume
Same.
Tom wants to do the same to hide his face. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm also going to bring that flat metal stick that we got from Nuzu.
Okay, sure.
Yes.
And I'm coming basically armed to the teeth, like everything that I would normally carry on me when it comes to a combat situation.
Okie dokie. But you're still in the behemoth.
Correct. Yes.
Okay. I just want to make sure. Okay. Mila, Patrick, you step on through. Well, you don't actually step on through. You guide the behemoth through. I have your consent to go through the portal.
Yes,
Yep.
you can do that.
Groovy. Awesome. So, all right. So, once again, you step through and you come across, appears, at this point, actually, Tyrath does not follow you, and he isn't there once you step through. Once your vehicle, once the behemoth does go through the portal, it shimmers close very quickly, and that's that. But it appears, I would like those of you who have land navigation, give me a land navigation check, please.
Okay.
Okie dokie. Okie dokie. Patrick, you're the first one to notice it, but Mila and Tom, you can definitely confirm. It appears to be on the same. Ooh, I'll actually slide you on over. You appear to be on the same broken road that you left. same road to Perrysburg, but maybe at not the exact location when you initially left off. Maybe you're about 10 miles north or so. The road itself looks like it has recently seen some heavy traffic, but it is a main thoroughfare between New Laszlo and the southern towns, so that might not mean all that much. Now, of course, Nathan did give you coordinates to the meeting place, and those same successful land navigation rolls do confirm that the rendezvous point, it seems to be about 30 miles away, cutting a diagonal path through the nearby forest. You should all arrive there in about 30 minutes or so.
Sounds good.
Okay.
Patrick will actually now notify Al and Tom about the 6-foot wolf man thing.
Shit.
Because I don't think I've done that yet.
Right. Al will
Yeah.
nod, look thoughtful, and be more alert than he already was.
I am just saying that he's still looking, and I'm unsure what the time frame would be, but he may still be around.
I understand. Well, unfortunately,
Mhm.
without more information to go on, the only thing we can do is treat this area as possible hostile area, which we were planning on doing anyway.
Mm-hmm.
But I
Okay.
appreciate the heads up.
A heads up. Okay. So, do you guide the behemoth towards the rendezvous point?
Me?
Yes. Well, yeah. I guess you're piloting it, eh?
Yeah, I guess so. Yes,
Yeah, it's up
I
to you.
do.
Oh my
I
goodness.
do.
Okay. Excellent. All right.
I'm not dead.
No, I know you're not dead.
I'm okay.
I'm not dead yet. I'm fine. I can
I'm
pilot a
not dead
behemoth.
yet. Oh, I want my freedom.
Anyway, so going through the forest itself, of course the trees have started to change color. It is fall where you are, so a small bed of red and yellow and brown leaves kind of scatter the forest floor. The travel itself doesn't seem too involved, although you do encounter a little bit of wildlife. Nora, you do notice while you're guiding the behemoth through a few trees, you do see two black bears, a larger one and then a slightly smaller one, perhaps a mother and a juvenile, foraging around a nearby bush for berries. Of course, when they catch sight, more importantly, catch sound of the behemoth rustling through the forest, they are quick to leave the area. And most of the sighting of them you see, what you see most of them is them running away. Otherwise, you do approach a break in the forest itself. Take you over to the next picture itself. Now, of course, this isn't a fall picture, but use your imagination. The trees themselves start to break up into a large valley-type area in which probably about a half-mile area itself seems to be mostly trimmed, well, not trimmed, but low-growing grasses, with a few trees still scattered amongst the way. As you can visually see, that just gives you an idea of a representation of where this rendezvous point is. Now, of course, you were given, you and Nathan agreed on a 2 to 3 hour window since you weren't sure exactly when you would show up. From what you can tell on both the behemoth's radar and your own visual acuity, it doesn't seem that anyone has arrived here. It looks like you have been here first. You have arrived here first. Is there anything in particular you'd like to do?
I will stop the behemoth.
Okay. Do you park it just inside the woods, inside the valley area?
I think she'd park it right still in the wooded area, but right next to where it.
Oh,
gets
so right
down
by
and
the
stuff.
tree line.
Yeah.
So the tree line looking out towards. Okay. All right. Cool. All right. Anyone else?
Um, it would probably be standing around. Actually, no. I guess it. Does anybody know the time that we're supposed to drop these off?
We're gonna say
Drop
anytime.
these off.
They between 1 o'clock and 3 o'clock, or perhaps even 3:30, and it is 12:45 right now.
Right. I guess he will unadon his golden armor and suit up in his huntsman.
Okay, all right.
Al would tell Jackie to go scan the area, and I'm thinking.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think Jackie's been programmed to respond to the new body or voice pattern.
No,
so
she hasn't.
I'm assuming Jackie does nothing.
Correct. Jackie gives a small, sharp, high chirp, which Patrick has programmed to be command will not be given out.
Al
Or command
will
cannot be completed.
look confused for a second, and then it'll dawn on him, and then say, Patrick, could you tell Jackie to... He just kind of trails off. You know, scan the area.
You want me to make him? Oh,
Yeah, obviously, I would love for you to program Jackie to respond to this, but I don't think we have time for that at the moment. Just
right. All right. Jackie.
Chirp.
All right.
Well, cute Jackie squirrel coos that I can't mimic. I'm sorry.
Okay. You're still adorable.
Thank you. I know I am.
I will probably put in the technical term to have it scan the area instead
Sure.
of the. Yeah.
How wide of a berth? She can go pretty fast.
tell her...
Let's.
I would say within at least 900 meters, or at least go out 900 meters. That's a decent... Generally, snipers will set up within that area.
And I will also program to stay within the tree line.
Okay.
Do not go out into the open.
All right. Don't go in the open. Stay within the tree line. 900 meters. Okay. All right. Not a problem. Those maneuvers, for her to do a thorough job, will probably take about an hour or so, I reckon. So anything else?
This would be too clunky to do most things. I guess this is one of the few times where you can actually sit back and not do a thing.
Yeah. Now you guys are just kind of waiting for them
Yeah,
to show up.
that's,
Yeah.
I guess, what we'll do.
If that's all you're doing, that's
Yeah.
fine. I don't want to rush us in from scene to scene to scene. And it makes you feel like you guys are going so fast you can't do anything, right?
Right.
Okay, cool. All right, well then I can continue on with the adventure, so to speak. So you do wait, and you wait for a good, probably 30, 40 minutes before there is a bit of activity. Not from Jackie, she's still out looking, but your radar, the Behemoth's radar, picks up 2 miles away, seems to be 2 small vehicles that seem to be headed rapidly in your direction, from about a 180-degree angle from the front of the Behemoth. Okay.
Can... No, you guys go first.
All right. I will, just because I think you'd be too curious to not try to do this.
Mhm.
He's going to look at the scanning equipment and try to figure out click and also size.
Excellent. Absolutely excellent. So now, don't you have like a read sensors or a sensor skill or anything like
Yes, read sensory
Sensory equipment? That's exactly what you need. That's exactly. So roll us a percentile check.
Ooh.
Okay. These.
I was going to say that's like a 70.
Yeah, I know. So you succeeded hardcore.
Yeah.
So, all right. So these things are going. These are small, about maybe the size of a car. However, their trajectory and more importantly, the speed that they're going it looks like it's about 300 miles per hour, which is far faster than any land vehicle could go through in this wooded area at all. It's going exceedingly fast, and looking at more of the radar now, that this might be more aircraft than ground craft. And they're going to be on you in about 15. They're going to be they're about 2 miles away. They're going to come up maybe 1 mile away in like 15 seconds, and they'll be on you in about 30, 45 seconds.
All right. I will alert that this is aircrafts
Okay.
and await anything because I don't know anything about aircrafts.
Fair
Well, I
enough.
do, but
All right.
A quick question on the Behemoth. We're all in the cockpit, or at least I think we're in the cockpit. Is there
You can all be in the cockpit. It's cool.
is there any kind of quick access onto the roof of the Behemoth, or any access at all on the roof of the Behemoth?
That's an excellent question. Let's see. Let's see a few things. Let's go over to our Rifts group loot so I can take a look at the picture and the description of it as well. I know the Behemoth pretty darn well, but haven't memorized the darn sucker. Let's see here. Top-mounted searchlights, observation deck. You'd have to go through the observation deck for sure, and it'll be on the top of the observation deck. You know what? I think even for emergency reasons, like what if it was buried for like an avalanche or something like that, right? It would definitely have some sort of emergency hatch on the top of the observation area, yes.
Okay. Then Al would very quickly say, Nora, if you can, man the weapons just in case. I'm going to go up and take a look.
Okie dokie.
Do you want me to come with?
And Al will nod, say, if you want.
Okay.
Although, I'll just remind you, just because this is kind of a new feature that you're not aware of, the emergency hatch is just a small ladder leading up to a single circle, almost like a submarine type hatch. If you stand in the ladder, you can take a look around, but in order for two people to come with, you'll have to stand on the Behemoth.
Oh, my plan was to actually get out on top of the Behemoth and lay down next to some sort of bump in it or something, so that I'm as littly known.
Okay, if you want to be on, if you want to be on the Behemoth,
Yeah.
then sure, no problem.
Yeah.
No problem.
I want to basically be on it and kind of laid in a prone position, so I'm hard to see. Like, hopefully I'll
Now-
blend in or whatnot.
Let's be 100% clear on this. The Behemoth is still on its legs, though, right? It's
Right.
like high in the air. Okay, cool,
Yes.
cool,
Yeah.
cool. I just want to make sure.
I'm just going to be in the observation deck, but I'll be sort of nearby if he needs me.
Okay, groovy. All right, Patrick, Nora, anything you guys want to do in these next few seconds before more confirmation of this contact happens?
I
Nora's
suppose
just not
Rob-
saying a word.
Okay, all right. Sorry, what was that, Patrick?
Patrick is going to be sitting and with curiosity looking out in that direction of the flying target thing.
Well, that's the tricky
But-
thing. That's the tricky thing. It's 180 degrees behind the front, so that it's actually coming from behind your vehicle. Since Nora parked it in the forest and the front of it is overlooking the flat area, from the cockpit, you have no vantage point on it.
Okay.
Yeah.
I guess he's going to be I guess he'll just run to the back to see if there's any particular windows he can look out of.
Yeah, on the top observational area, there would be. There would be.
Yeah, he's just gonna do that. then.
Okay. All right. So, I'll just continue to set the scene then as things continue on. So, Patrick, Tom, and Al, you all get to the observation area, while Nora, you are in the piloting compartment, keeping an eye on the radar and doing everything that needs to be done to pilot this damn Behemoth. Alicia has also arrived up at the observation deck, wondering where Lee is currently drinking in the kitchen, and Pamela is in her room. But Al, as you open up the top emergency hatch and start to scramble upon the roof itself, these objects, these flying objects heading towards you, start to breach the top, because the behemoth is large enough that when you get to the very top of it, you can see through the tops of the trees a little bit ahead of you. Maybe about a mile, maybe about 3/4 a mile or so, but it's just enough for your vision. Unfortunately, you all have regular vision, although your elven sight is keen. It is not telescopic. So what you see are these black specks racing towards you. The speed is actually a small contrail of air behind them that is hitting the atmosphere. They are racing atop the treetops themselves, weaving in a singular, weaving in a what can I say, like a tactical pattern, I guess you could say. And like I said, just black specks at this point. However, you do see from a distance some, like a puff of smoke and a small, tiny explosion that seems to be coming from the sides of these black specks. And Nora, you see on the radar, those 2 bogies in front of them now are in front of each of the smaller bogies are these clusters of 5 smaller targets that are racing towards you at a tremendous speed. At this point, before I start the initiative, I will say when we start the combat, Al, you would recognize this, and I think Nora, you recognize this. These things have launched missiles at you. That's what the puff of smoke is.
Oh shit.
Okay.
So, let's roll initiative.
All right. Okay. Ooh, nice.
So I think you all are pretty good at filling in your own initiatives. If you need any assistance, let me know, or reminders, and I'm going to just focus on my own guys.
Can I make one request real quick? A lot of
Yeah?
you guys are cutting in and out. Can I host the call or?
Yep, you can.
Yeah.
All right,
We can.
all right, I'll call you right back.
Hello?
Hi.
Hello.
Hi.
Oh.
Hi.
Hi.
Greetings.
Okay. Do you want me to do your initiative?
No,
Karina?
no.
Grana?
Yes.
Okay.
Do it.
Do it.
Do it.
Calculate it. No, wait, that
Okay,
doesn't work.
I win initiative.
Well,
Oh wow, yeah.
it's
Oh, shit.
do we need to do Alicia?
3, 4, 5. Yep, we do. Give me a second.
Okay.
All right, Alicia got an 18, and she has 3 attacks.
If the divided number is 4.25, it's just every 4.
Round down. Yeah.
All right.
Okay, 18 divided by 3.
Wait.
It's a good old-fashioned 6.
Yep.
Yep. 1, 2, 3, 4.
All of the sky things.
Oh no.
Can't. Okay. I think we're
Oh.
good.
We have Alicia twice.
Yes. Okay. Then we'll use your Alicia, I guess.
Yeah. Because her physical prowess is 15.
Mm-hmm.
And this goes down here. And we're good. Oh, sky things need to go up.
Sky things. I
Eh.
I had to call them sky things. I can't.
like it.
With the exclamation point.
Yeah, it's like so excited.
Okay.
Boom!
So. Sky Thing's turn. All right. So, They are racing towards you. Two things. I'm letting two things happen. First, they started off with a volley. In fact, I will start the round off with them launching that volley of mini missiles. Now, it's a volley of mini missiles. There are 5 clumps of 5 each. They are racing towards the behemoth. You might be thinking, Inferno, I can't parry a mini missile. I can't really dodge it. Well, I guess I could try to dodge it, but it'd be kind of tricky. What is our defense against mini missiles? And the defense is what you do is you consume an attack and you try to shoot the goddamn missile down. Is what you do. So what you would do is it would be a ranged attack. You'd be trying to hit the missile since it's beyond 60 feet. You would have to get a 10 or higher. If you hit it and you do enough damage to it, mini missiles don't have a lot of MDC at all. You detonate it. Now, there is a chance that the blast of that detonation will detonate all the mini missiles, but there's also a chance it might not as well. It's a percentile dice that I would roll. Okay, so anyone who has a sight and a line of sight to the missiles and a shot can do one of those. You only get one shot at it before it actually hits its target. So heads up on that.
Now, to be clear, there are 25 missiles in the air.
No, there are 10 missiles in the air. 2 clumps of 5.
2 clumps of 5. Okay, got it.
I might have misspoke, but there is just 10 missiles in the air. 2 clumps of 5.
Got it. All right.
All right. I will take a defensive action, and if I can spot them, I will most likely use my standard weapon to try to shoot.
The only tricky thing is that only Al has sight of it right now. Because you have your rifle, you can see him, but unless you want to shoot through your observation deck, which I would not recommend doing, and I don't know if you have enough punch to do that, you'll have to wait for Al to get out of your way, which means you won't be able to act this round, maybe next round if he moves out of the way and takes a shot.
Okay.
So actually, unfortunately, and since Mila, you do have weapons, you have arm weapons on your behemoth, but it's facing in the opposite direction, so you can't turn it around, unfortunately, in time. But go ahead, Al.
All right. So I'm doing aim shot. Hang on, I got a new body. Gotta think.
Yeah.
So actually, I should just be at a -1 because I don't have the eye thing. But everything else should be the same, right?
With the exception of the size of the target, which is about the size of a person's arm, so that's a -3 to hit.
Got it. So hang on. So I'm a +7, -3, so +4.
We're gonna have to recalculate your 2 hit just to make sure, right? But for now, just the -1 from what the eye would be does make the most sense.
All right. So then +4. I have to get over 10. 20. Nice.
Okay, great. That's
natural,
non-natural, though,
unfortunately,
right?
yeah.
All right, excellent. You do more than 1 mega damage, I take it, on that rifle?
Yeah.
Statistically speaking?
4d6, I believe, yeah.
Yeah, so a minimum of 4. It only has a mega damage of maybe 1 or 2. So you destroy it. Now, give me just 2 seconds. I was going to make a quick crib sheet on this, and I completely forgot. I just need to quickly look up the percentage of detonating the whole thing. You have destroyed 1 missile, though, which is great, which is important. But I just need to double check real quick. I'm so sorry. I hate looking through the books while we're playing. I really do.
No, it's fine.
But
none of us
Part of the
bother.
experience.
Right? Yeah.
Yeah, I'm fine with it. I
fact-
just have a small question.
Shooting missiles. Yeah.
Are we acting in turn order yet, or?
Yes, we're completely acting in turn order. Al is just making a defensive action against the mini missile strike, so he's consuming his next action to do this.
Okay.
And we're acting in order. I'm still doing the Sky Thing's turn.
Okay.
So it's a 45% chance to detonate everything. So I might as well let you roll it, Al. Roll me a 1d100.
Boom.
Excellent. 1 entire salvo is completely detonated. A large crash fills the sky as you can see plumes of plasma energy storm through. So now, unfortunately, the time is up. You've done the 1 attack. No one else can act defensively. So the other 5 missiles slam into the back of the behemoth, doing Let me just quickly roll. 9, 10. Doing 110 points of damage to
Holy
its hull.
crap.
Yep.
Ooh.
So now, do you want me to? Well, actually, you guys should keep track of your own behemoth. You can go to the group's loot section there and adjust. It's just the main body from 500 to 390.
Yeah.
Yes.
I'll do it.
Oh, okay, so that's their turn. In addition, the sky things themselves, these darts in the sky, continue to race towards you, going at least 220, maybe 300 feet closer in even this small amount of time. It is because of this, Al, you are able to recognize what these things are. They are Coalition Sky Cycles.
Oh no.
Which I have an image for, and why aren't you showing it? Give me a moment. Oh, roll 20. Why are you being what you're doing?
Don't appreciate it, roll 20.
Yeah, it's kind of sick of your crap, roll 20.
Not enough of your shit, roll 20.
Now I'd like to exit this. Sky Cycle. Why are you not... There we go. That's weird. There they are. I'll make them bigger.
Oh, dear.
Ooh.
Indeed. I will give a brief summary of what a sky cycle is, if you like. Just to give you an idea. Clear my little throaty throat.
My little throat.
My little throaty throat. The Coalition cycle is a vehicle of war often used with conjunction with coalition troops. The Sky Cycle is a high-speed one-man fighter designed to maneuver between buildings, trees, and also capable of sharp turns and a vast range of speeds. Vehicles are also used to patrol cities, towns, borders, and long reconnaissance, as well as air support for coalition infantry and reconnaissance. Just a very small... Oh, yeah, that is new, Al. Oh my god, I'm a genius.
Ooh.
Mila, Patrick, Tom. Oh, Patrick's so tiny. All right. Who's next on the initiative order? That would be Alicia. Alicia, oh yeah, by the way, the impact upon the behemoth smashes into it, causing it to quake. Alicia keeps her balance, of course. The quiver itself isn't so great to destroy anything. But she yells, "What the actual fuck?" before she, God, she wasn't in her armor. She's running to her room to get her weapon at the very least. So she's like, "I'll be right back as soon as I can." So that's gonna eat up the rest of her turns. Okay, Sky Thing's turn. You know what, Al? I'm going to give you just an option, because you did use an attack to aim and fire at the Sky Cycles, correct? The salvo that they let off.
Right.
I will also give you a chance for you to scramble up onto the roof and lay yourself down and get ready for a shot and do the shot, so you clear the turret so someone else can maybe scramble up soon, so you're not the only one shooting at these things.
Okay. Yeah. And just so my plan was, of course, to kind of roll out of it and get as close to some sort of outcropping or something to get as blended as possible. I have as low a profile image as possible.
Sure, not a problem. There would be a small kind of outcropping, a natural divot that was in the behemoth structure. But now it's their turn again. They're closer. You think they're probably hovering around 300 feet. They let loose another salvo of 5 missiles apiece, And then they start making a strange attack pattern where they're trying to circle around the breadth. So you can kind of see the profile of these vehicles now, and they're circling around on either side. So one's going to the east of the behemoth, and one's going to the west of the behemoth. As it looks like they're preparing for like a strafing run after they're done letting loose these missiles. So 2 more clusters of groups. I'm going to allow Al, once again, you can consume an attack and try to destroy a missile or perhaps an even salvo. And I will allow either Patrick or Burn enough time to consume their next action, scramble up the ladder, and also try to defeat a burst, a shot of missiles.
Well,
According to the description, I think Burn would probably be the closest one.
Okay.
question.
Yeah.
I can see where the missiles are coming from the observation deck, right?
Yes.
So I have line of sight.
Yes. Now the only question is range.
220
you can-
feet?
That's awfully close. You can give it a shot. 220 feet. 220 feet before hitting you. Yeah, no, that's definitely far enough. Okay, that's fine. So Patrick
Yeah.
can scramble up?
Yeah. I'll
Okay,
I'll
great.
let Patrick go
Right.
if he
Alright.
wants.
All right.
Now here's a quick question,
Yeah.
and we've never actually come across this before. We're all taking defensive actions.
Yeah.
Is it possible for Burn to take his first, because it might depend on what we do?
No.
No, we all have to choose.
It's
Got
you
it.
all have to choose. You
Alright,
all must
then,
choose.
yeah,
It just, they're happening way too fast.
Got it.
Way
I'm
too fast.
definitely taking a shot then.
Okay. All right.
All right.
So you're definitely taking a shot. Patrick, are you taking a shot?
Yes.
Okay.
Since this is happening at the same time, I guess
Yeah.
we might hit the same target.
Yeah, you might. Well, I'm not going to be completely stupid. I mean, we'll assume that you'll both choose a cluster, and you won't hit the exact same missile in the same cluster. That would be mean, right? You know what I mean? But here, I'll say you're shooting at, like, you have to call. I'll shoot at the left cluster, and
Yeah,
I'm shooting at the right cluster.
I can just
You
say
know
real
what I
quick.
mean?
I'll take the left. You take the right.
All right, and then immediately I would swing to do that.
Okay.
I
All right,
guess
let's
I would-
just do top of it, okay?
All right.
So first, we'll do Al.
All right,
Consume your next
so-
action. Here, I'll do it.
Oh,
No
thank you.
problem.
Right.
No problem.
8.
Consume-
Ouch.
That's a miss. You miss, unfortunately. All right. Patrick.
Okay. This would be wow. Okay.
So you roll. It's okay. Yep. You hit one. Roll me a percentile dice. Oh, did you hit the left cluster or the right cluster? I can't
I think it
remember.
was the right one I hit.
The right one. Okay, cool. I just need to mentally know. A 6. You detonate that cluster completely. Good job. Another. This time it looks like heavy shrapnel coats the air. And now finally, Patrick, you're using your next turn, so I'm going to mark that off. And Tom, what are you doing?
I would like to take a defensive action.
Okay.
I would like to cause a fire eruption, a mega damage wall in the path of the missiles.
Okay.
50 feet wide by 5 feet deep by 50 feet high.
Okay, so that's enough to hit all 5 of them. All right. And it's 220 feet in front of you? Or
Yeah.
behind you, in front, between you and the missiles, or the behemoth and the missiles?
Yeah, between the behemoth and the missiles.
Okay, all right. Then what they're going to do is roll me. What's the damage? What's the base damage on those?
66 mega damage.
Okay, yeah, that's enough to destroy them. Okay, excellent. So those missiles go off. Please remove the ISP from
Yeah.
your little bank. And those missiles are rendered ineffective due to fire. Okay, that sounded like Tyrath for a moment. That was interesting. Tyrath is attacking you. No, just kidding. He's using Coalition Sky Cycles because he's weird. Mila, it's your turn. So, you have control of the behemoth, of course.
Yeah.
Hooray! It is not a military vehicle, but I'll let you know what your options are.
Thank you.
No problem. Your options are thus. You can leave it parked and join them on the roof. you can operate the arms of the behemoth. Oh wait, no, you can't. Oh, you can't. You don't have the combat. You don't know.
Oh,
you know how to
right.
pilot the thing, but you don't have the combat. So all you can really do is maneuver the behemoth, perhaps, move it to a safer place, or you can just leave it park or descend it to the ground and help the others. You know what I mean? But you can do anything that involves moving the behemoth or moving and acting yourself.
Yeah, but these ding dongs are on the roof.
Yeah, they are.
But it
yeah,
can only
the
move.
ding-dongs are on there.
But it can only move. It's top speed is what at 40 miles per hour.
Yeah. Well, no, its top speed is 80 miles per hour.
Oh, it's 80. But
yeah.
I mean, I guess if I don't go,
What you
I
can
would like
do
to
is
find a better spot.
Yeah, you can definitely find a better spot. And what we'll do is we'll make a piloting check. If you succeed, you're able to ease it enough where it doesn't disturb the people on the roof.
Mm-hmm.
If you fail, they're gonna have to take a balance check.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. Yeah, that's the only thing I can really think of doing because I don't have my armor on either. So.
Yeah. No problem.
Okay, so just roll a D100.
Yep. Oh, you know what? I'll give you. Yeah, you can still do this, but I've decided I'm going to give you another option. Right?
Okay.
You know what the weapon systems are. You know how you can kind of aim and push a button. I'm going to let you fire the mini missiles on 2 conditions. One, it's going to consume 2 of your attacks rather than 1 because it's going to take more time for you to figure it out. And 2, you're not going to get any to hit bonuses, so you'd be firing them wild. So you just roll a 1d20 and roll with what it's got. Right?
Let's do it.
Oh, you want to do that instead?
Yeah, let's do that. Can I do
Okay,
that?
All right.
Like,
You
do I-
can.
should I
Now,
move
however,
first?
well, yeah, you do have to move first. You do have to
Okay.
move your robot first because what's happening is that they're behind you and they're starting to strafe to the side. Since you're looking away from them, you're going to have to move to the left and fire or move to the right and fire.
Right.
By the way, for the sake of simplicity, what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn the first one red, and that's going to be the left one, and the right one blue. So right and left. So just so you know. So yeah, you can target the left sky cycle or the right sky cycle.
Let's go for lefty.
Okay, so
let's
first
turn
do
our-
a pilot check to turn yourself around and make sure it's easy enough that it doesn't disturb the guys on the roof.
All right.
Okay, no problem. Guys, you
So-
feel the behemoth move and rumble towards you, but it's so smooth and steady, it's very easy for you to catch your grip, and it doesn't disrupt you whatsoever. Great job, Nora. Okay,
Yeah.
now do an attack. Now, here's the thing. Let's double check the behemoth here, because I think you can let go quite the salvo of mini missiles. I think. Let me check here. Mini missiles, you can do them one at a time or in volleys of 2, 3, or 4.
Just those are my options.
Yeah. So yeah, you can fire one mini missile, or you can fire like 2 of them, or 3 of them, or 4 of them.
I'll just fire one.
Okay. All right. And I'm just trying to remember. These would probably be the I know you have both plasma and probably armor piercing in them, right? Squee, do you remember? I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, exactly. I think it was exactly those 2 because the other ones,
Yeah.
high fragmentation and all that, don't really seem like something a robot would.
Yeah. Okay, so we'll say it's a plasma one. It's the one with the most damage. Why not? All right, so roll to hit, Kriana. Just roll a 1d20 and get over 10.
Yeah.
You miss. So we consume your next 2 actions, and you miss. But hey, you attack. Oh yeah,
Yeah.
I can change these things to sky cycles. They're not things anymore. They've been identified.